Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, here to share some time, some space, some beautiful energy, and sincerely to all of you who have already been swinging in, saying hi, sharing your love. Blessings to all of you who've already stopped in. Those who will stroll in after the notifications are noticed, and then those who connect with us again later. Blessings, sincerely. And I do wish for a beautiful day for you. I just realized I forgot to set up my thumbnail thing. What we got? Wrong day, isn't it? What is going on with you, Jack? There we go. Today, your positive action combined with positive thinking results in success. And it does. It makes sense. If you can't have positive actions, if you can't think positively, how are you going to achieve success and great results? It's kind of a no-brainer, and yet, one of the greatest attributes many people in leadership positions are missing. Many are missing the positivity. That which truly creates a good leader is one who is able to maintain the positivity. Positive action, positive thinking brings the positive results. And what I found for myself too, if you want to feel positivity, where is the positivity found? I mean, if you want to be able to share positivity in your life, you've got to find it through your own optimism, through your own appreciation. So through the optimism and appreciation, we generate the positivity that leads to growth and success. Lead yourself and others with a commitment to grow positively. Yes, that's what I no, not a real picture of me, just the face. Not a real picture of me. I do hope to well, I don't know, that office could be anywhere, couldn't it? So anyway, brothers and sisters, welcome. For the fun and the fellowship and the joy of the afternoon, I have dropped the link for those who wish to join. We can have some conversations and fellowship. And one of the things I will address is, every day I am learning. For those of you who have been around for a little while, thank you sincerely. I appreciate you genuinely. You've seen the growth, hopefully, I know I have been growing and learning, and yesterday was no exception. I rewatched the stream yesterday and I realized how much room I have to improve still. So today I have renewed myself, picked up the pieces. I feel whole. I feel complete. I feel prepared to discuss the topic of spiritual freedom. Spiritual freedom from our mental prisons. It's really, well, right there is the answer and the key. Once you identify the problem, the solution is pretty simple. Our mental prisons are actually what create, our lackluster lives. Mental prisons from limited thinking, from confusion and paradigms and limits on what we think we can achieve or what we think can be done. A lot of these paradigms and limits that we walk around with in our heads, they didn't come from us. They came from someone else, man. But if you don't pay attention to if you don't pay attention, this world will consume you. That's that's probably the truth. By my choices, my defeatist attitude, I started conforming with the ways of the world a long time ago. And brothers and sisters, the ways of the world they're not healthy. They're not wise. They're not, the ways of the world are not designed, or they're not there to help you shine, right? The ways of the world are to get you to fit in, to accept what others impose upon you, to accept what others have accepted for themselves. That's what this entire government and economic structure is, man. It's just a system that other people said, hey, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to use. And everybody's just been going along to get along, right? That's the ways of the old. But, brothers and sisters, you and I, why we are here, why I am doing these streams, and I'm sure what leads you in your life to some degree is the belief in the idea that we can do more. There is more. There is different. There is better. There's something wrong with the world today. We know that. I mean, there's a lot of people who know there's something wrong in the world, but they just can't place their finger on it, right? Not real sure who to blame or what's the problem exactly. Our God, man, our God is so amazing. Our God is so mysterious and incredible. Praise God, because the way it's all designed is exactly how it's working, right? Everything is working exactly the way it was created in the greatest picture, right? In the greatest aspect it is. Now, in the real life, the practical aspect of the phenomenal plane where we are with the forms and the physical activity, well, things are not always as they seem. Things are not always as they appear, and um, there is a perfection and an order to everything that happens. And I didn't even see it. We have a bright and beautiful, lovely, shining guest here to join. Well,
Hi.
welcome back, Miss Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you. So,
Now, now you have been living an adventure. When was your ceremony? You just had a
yes.
beautiful, like, fairy tale, beautiful
Yeah,
wedding.
I did get married just last Saturday.
Oh,
So, newlywed right now. And
wonderful.
yeah, I just worked so hard to try to manifest that reality. So, I was really glad to see that come into fruition. Thank you so much.
I'm excited. And
Yeah.
your husband now, his name is escaping me, but
Yep. His name is Sean.
Sean,
And
thank you.
yeah, yes. So he's doing really well.
Good.
And it was so lovely to see his excitement. The hotel manager said that she would judge every other groom by his excitement because of his giddiness. He never saw anyone so happy to be married. So that was a joyful thing. Really wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. That
Yeah.
is. And that's what
Thank
I
you.
mean. You and he. I don't know either of you well, but I know you a little better than he. And but the light you guys shine and
Thank
those
you.
photos, I could see just the delight and the joy. It looked amazing. It really
Thank
did.
you so
So
much. Thank you. We really wish this for everybody to have that experience and to, unite with their divine counterpart and to have that balance and that love and to really extend it to the world. So, um, that's a desire of my heart to see that for everybody that would wish it.
that's beautiful. I've got faith. I've got faith that there's love in my future too. Even though I'm getting
Yes,
a little old, it's not too late. Um,
that's right.
well, here, so the topic though,
Mhm.
this is something you're aware of. You're deep in the spiritual path, the idea of spiritual freedom from our mental prisons.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think by really knowing your true self and by understanding what that is, um, it does help to break free from the mental constructs of the world telling you what you really are. So that helps when you know from within. We've been told a lot of things. We've been told, we have a certain name or a certain job or we're this or that. And by going deep within oneself in meditation and understanding what your true nature is, what your true mission is, what you're here to share with the world, and to share that out of your heart. It helps to deconstruct the mental constructs that have been placed on you and on the socialism of this world of what's expected. So it it does kind of help move that paradigm away.
It can be scary to break free from some of those old paradigms, some of those old structures.
Absolutely. Um, there's a difference between spirituality and religion. Religion is engrossed in indoctrination and in certain things that may not serve the highest good, but is in certain control fractions. Spirituality actually is a facet of many subjects that can explain essential and fundamental truths. It encompasses things like science and anthropology and archaeology and other studies to give a wider concept of our nature of reality. And when we're looking at that, it's like understanding facets in the jewel of its beautiful concepts that all kind of combine together to really explain a fundamental and whole truth, and that can be very liberating and very expansive. It's not confined to certain constructs, but it's a it's wonderful that it encompasses so many different things that help us to become a better and more well-rounded person.
Absolutely. It's all about growing and discovery. And I think the world, well, it's just the way it's the way it is all perfectly designed. We live in this realm of real and not real. is what it kind of is. And so it's a paradox. It's always changing, yet it's consistent and eternal. We are all here to discover who we are. But we were born into a world where the entire species of humanity, I can say, has been, well, we've been confused and deceived. But we don't have to stay that way. And the truth is, here, letting go of all the indoc, indoctrinative
Yes.
lies that live in the mind, which the ego loves to chase.
Yes.
Letting go of those ideas, those lies, that will set you on the path to being free. I think that's well said.
Thank you.
The and my thought on this topic too, spirit versus mental, right? Our minds are vast, right? But at the same time, we are limited by what we have, what we've learned. And so it's in the mind and body where we're actually limited. Our spirit, I think our spirit it's eternal. It's expansive. It's one with everything that is, at least on some level. And when I started realizing these things, I mean, here, it's easy to say these things and, to articulate the idea of all being one, we're all this, but putting it into action, what does that mean? Right? When you start really thinking about it, that we are all connected, every single one of us, and every single one of us has a meaning. There is no one of us who is unimportant, right? If we were in the order of creation, the creator chose for every one of us to be here alive and as we are today. An injury to one, an injustice and an injury, and the unnecessary pain and suffering of others. It does affect us, whether we are aware of it consciously or not. As long as there are wars and injustice and crimes and all of these horrors going on out there, our inner being doesn't know real peace, I think. But I
You know,
could be wrong.
a lot of the mental constructs in that regard, I remember the scriptures saying, do not be afraid when you hear of wars and reports of wars. A lot of constructs in our media may be immersed somehow in some way with crisis actors and with fake scenarios to create that fear or to create that reaction or to manifest that reality in social engineering concepts. So that being the case, when we know that our thought projections can be powerful, it's what to choose to thought project, what to choose to create, what to choose to put our energy into that is going to bring the highest good. Is it supporting a construct that is restrictive, or is it supporting a construct that is expansive? And if we choose the expansive and the liberation part of it, then those choices will become our walk, and that will become our practice, to which we live our life from day to day.
That's the whole key, I think,
Yeah.
is to become more expansive. to live with love, to live with light, to live with the purpose of growth. I mean, that's what's natural for us. But this world, man, this world we were born into, well, it's here for us. The entire world is here for us. We can like it or not. Doesn't really matter. It's still going to be there for us. We can be afraid of the world. I'm kind of curious about the world. That's where I found the fun and joy. Face each day with the mind of a child, recognizing that that's what we are. We are actually just children of the Most High being all that is. So, hmm, my practice of staying more curious and grateful. I stand by that. That's a practice I started several years ago. That I will be more curious and more grateful. It's just common logic. It makes sense. Curiosity and gratitude, right? You build those up, and what do you end up with? Awe. You spend in awe every day. It's delightful. It's amazing. You're constantly curious and constantly grateful.
Yeah. And I think coming out of that gratitude and that thankfulness, um, for what you find in uncovering those truths and those um, revelations, can help you to become wise in your walk. So those are definitely treasures. They're considered pearls of high value in that way. So wisdom is really um, practiced knowledge, and by doing that walk and applying that wisdom, we're showing that gratitude for what we've gained in our discoveries in our journey.
I love that. That was beautiful. What jumped out at me, wisdom is practiced knowledge.
Yes.
So perfect.
Thank you.
Well, I looked at it. Yes, okay. It's another way of saying yes. Wisdom comes it's knowledge that comes from experience or knowledge that comes through experience. But the experience builds the practice. It is the wisdom. It's life is amazing. I look forward to what the future brings, but there's a lot of uncertainty going on.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of agendas to which they would like to see manifest. But there are also greater agendas and energies that are benevolent, that are loving, that are liberating, and that are freedom for all mankind. And I think because that has a, a more powerful concept than just a section that is created for the elites or for the very few, it will win out over the course of that. So that to me is my hope in my heart and the walk that I'd like to see manifest in this reality, because I really would love to see a world where people can manifest out of the abundance of their heart, and they're able to come into balance with their mind. There's, you know, no breaks and separations between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, but there's a knowing and understanding between those two portions, and they're working together to be able to create something. There's a connection between the gut, the heart, and the mind, and that creates a wider auric field that we can manifest our realities. There's a balance between loving one's neighbor and loving oneself. And so the creations that are made from those manifestations are made in a benevolent fashion that's going to benefit everybody, not just, for oneself, but it's like a gift equally, both to the world and to the person that's making it.
Finding the ability and the willingness, the idea to try and grow into these things. So I don't know about anyone else's experience. I mean, lately it seems I have been blessed. Most people I speak with, they tend to be pretty far on their spiritual path. It seems even the people who claim to be resistant to the idea of God, they're still on the path of decency, right? They're still showing goodness and care and compassion as decent people. But I know not everyone is like that. I know there is a lot of darkness and a lot of very, very confused and hurt people. That's the saddest part. And what you were talking about, I think finding that line where what we do is good for the world and for us, right? Not just not just continually sacrificing ourselves so we can play the martyr and oh look at me, I give and give and give. And then there's the other side of not sacrificing anything and just it's all for me and I never have enough and it's there's a balance. And this is what my practice trying to overcome my patterns of anger. It turns out it has been a lot easier than it may seem, but it's, well, maybe it's simple, not easy. Overcoming our patterns of anger. Trying to focus on staying curious, staying compassionate, trying to find a reason to connect with the next human being, right? Whoever the next human being is that I encounter, my goal is to stay kind, right? Stay curious and keep in mind what good may be shared. In other words, what good can I offer and share with the moment, the experience, whoever. Yeah, on this property, I've got like underground sprinklers, so I don't have any bodies in this property. Now, I did grow up in the woods though. And there's something about getting back to nature. I don't know. What are your thoughts, my friend? For the future, for today, what are you feeling?
Well, I feel optimistic. um, I feel that the there's a difference between the technologies that they have out today and higher technologies that are present, that are actually better in its constructs. So I feel like we're on an epic of a change for experiencing those new technologies. And it will be interesting to see those technologies being created that are actually symbiont to the organic reality and is not combative towards it. So, like, for instance, radiation and 5G towers and microwaves and the things that it does to the body, the things that, you know, it does to create miasmas and other problems. But to come to a kind of technology that is made to work with the energy of organic life, of the auric fields, of the um, manifestations and creations, things that are symbiont to the cosmic architecture from the very beginning all the way down to this physical reality. And have that mirrored here on this planet is going to be an amazing time for all mankind to see. Um, and that's really what I look forward to.
I've been challenged to find people who are willing to believe that that could happen, that there could be good things in the future. Um,
Yeah, I think there have been examples that have been in our past that we have had. If you look at some of the architecture that have been in ancient Vedic temples and ancient, um, even the way the pyramids were built, their engineering and architecture far outweighed what we know today and how we build houses and our, constructs. Um, it's just the consciousness of knowing that and getting it back to those states where those things can be created again. And so, if that had been in our past, then why can't we come full circle to be able to see that and to experience those types of engineering feats and architecture and design and work that, you know, would really bring us back to the pinnacles of our creations. So I think that would be lovely to be able to recognize.
well, it seems to me that this is the age. We're at this time right now where we've got the communication available, right? We've got worldwide communication, worldwide transportation. We have we have incredible opportunities here, along with the advancements in technology, industrialization, mechanization. All of these advancements have been made as our civilization has been developing. From my outside view, it appears that, history has been evolving throughout time. We're finding new discoveries of the past, filling in different details of what the past was, where there's continuing, as I understand, more what's the word, interpretations of the old languages into the new, right? So we're on this path together collectively, an incredible time of discovery, and yet the majority of the population, at least here in the Western world, is so arrogant and so conditioned to argue and believe that they know everything about everything. And there is so much in this world to know. One of the most obvious signs I noticed this morning, patterns of people who I'm trying to communicate with or people who don't seem to understand. Watch for people who always have an answer, right? And watch yourself. If you think you've always got an answer, you better check yourself, because all too often we have the ability to presume and to assume, to guess good guesses. But man, the people who think they have an answer for everything, they do. And then they don't bother learning, they don't bother listening. And that's the key to being a child of God, is to listen, to pay attention. There's a small, still voice that works from within us. And that small, still voice that's within us, it works with our gut, our heart, our mind. It's the spirit, it's the intuition. That's what I've been learning to trust more than more than the quick-witted assumptions and opinions that people want to offer.
Yeah. There's a lot of balances to be able to walk that walk. It's not only having wisdom, but it's also having humility, because humility allows us to grow and allows us to keep learning. There was a monk that said if he knew everything he didn't know, then he would be smart. So, like, there's a lot to learn, definitely a lot to learn. And so, by staying open minded that way and learning as we grow, it helps us to balance what we've gained in wisdom and those treasures and what we're willing to keep going so that we keep learning and that we stay fluid and we don't just become rigid in our thinking that we know everything.
That's the key. As a man, I don't know how it is for a woman, but I know I've thought about it as a man. It's hard for us to admit we don't know. It's hard to, for real hard for us to admit we were wrong until we get used to it. There are always amazing things afoot. The path has challenges, but be grateful for a path. You exist. Do not waste one moment of your consciousness. It's not an unlimited commodity. Those words. Yes, that's powerful. Life is short. And I know in my past, I've been trying to break the pattern for myself and trying to help others on these panels break these patterns of argument, contradiction. I mean, I'm seeing in the chat, there's some loyal fans here who insist they know me better than I know myself, and they don't want to listen. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. Snafu, Tommy, I don't want to say the names because I don't want to provoke, but it's not just you. Wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of people I've encountered, particularly in this experience since I've been online. And there's been many people who want to play this opposer and, beat me up to toughen me up so that I'm stronger in the future. And I'm like, dude, if you only knew me, I'm strong enough already. I don't need more people whipping on me, I assure you.
Mm.
Here, what? Um, I don't know. Um, I don't know what I could offer. I've been very open and I've explained my situation and goals as well as I can, I think. You guys know I don't like to be mean. So, oh, look at this. Nicole, bless you. And Tommy, thank you. Respect for you, brother. He's showing respect for you and deference. Um,
Thank you. Well, yeah,
yeah,
some people, I'd like to illustrate the growth of the lotus. And this is kind of an illustration that touches a little bit about my life and what I've experienced, but it helps me to relate to it in a way that helps me appreciate the difficulties and the tribulations and the things that I had seen that I did not necessarily like, but it did help me to grow. So, like, the lotus gets placed in the mud and has to find its way up through the water to reach out to the light so that it can blossom. And in the tribulation, in the mud, in the murk of our life, in the things that muddy up our vision or bury us or make us feel like we are in the darkness, those tribulations that are difficult and they're not easy to move through, can actually help us to blossom, can help us to reach out. It's the polarity structures of this matrix is really worn to the most extreme degree, but the original constructs and designs was to help that to see a part of ourselves in that reflection and to use that as a measure of growth. So even though there had been times in my life that were very difficult and were very dark and I felt very alone, um, I had to move through to get to something better. It was kind of like the catalyst that caused that seed to burst open so that I could reach out for that light. And as difficult and as unencumbered as it felt at the time to be able to do that, it helped me to get to where I needed to be. Um, if I hadn't of received all the difficulties in my life, I probably wouldn't be where I am at now in my personal growth and married to my twin flame, because there was a lot of steps from the very beginning to where I am now. And I'm not beyond that growth of keeping and growing, but I am grateful for where I was to where I am now. And that gratitude helps me to grow and to develop and overcome.
I think I lost you. Am I here? I think I'm here. Nicole, I may have lost you, my friend. Um, I'm sure we'll get it figured out. Can't force people to be honest, nor to cooperate in life, nor do you need to. That's true. I, yeah, what you
There we
can't
are.
take full
Great,
responsibility to
great.
discern. Yes, welcome back.
Yep.
You remember where you were
Can you
at?
hear
You were,
me?
yes,
Okay.
yes, you are back. When you dropped off, you were, hey, Snafu, I'm kicking you from the back and you're not welcome to this, to come up on this stream again today, especially when you're going to be insulting and accusatory.
Let me see.
There's comments and
Hold on.
accusations. Do you have a crystal? Is that a crystal on your neck by chance? I don't even know what they're talking about. Well, fascinating. I'm not sure what's going on there. All right. What you can do, however, is take full responsibility to discern wisely those who you choose to ally and cooperate with. I agree with that. But for some reason, that comment kind of stabbed at me a little bit. Because you're right. You can't force people to be honest. You can't force people to cooperate. Our world would sure as hell be a lot better off. My life would be a lot better off if people were honest, people were willing to cooperate with reasonable, you know, I don't know. Life is interesting. And I have crystals. And this nonsense what Snafu is doing is saying crystals are anti-Christian. No, dude, you're brainwashed. There's what's anti-Christian is lying about each other. That's anti-Christian. Um, I don't know. I don't know where Nicole went. Here we go. Phone ring. That happens. You're welcome to return at any time, Nicole. Blessings. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
I
Welcome,
would have
Tom.
accepted that you totally offended her because I can't say that Paul's a you without telling you ways that you're a Paul. Like, are you that oblivious that you would sabotage the conversation you had with her while acknowledging a person I don't know why you people keep even allowing on your panels? Who and he was
Okay.
just
All
doing
right.
his
So,
thing.
do you have anything besides complaints?
Here we go. You saw what I was saying in the chat. You knew I was coming up here with this. So
No, I wasn't paying close
kick
attention.
me like you won't do your daddy or don't get the truth
Hey,
you
Tom.
desire, Jack. You want someone to help.
Hey, Tom.
There's no help for you
Tom,
that maintains
chill
your
out.
lifestyle.
Tom, for this moment, the only thing I
Shut
want from
the
you
fuck
is for
up.
you to shut the fuck up and just chill out. Okay? Because, see, can you,
Do you
can you,
remember going on Z's yesterday?
yes,
Do you think you're a thing? Do
Tommy,
you see how you
what?
just, if everyone wants to bust
I'm
on me, you'll
tell you
sit
what,
and
tell you
nod and
what,
say,
I'm not going to continue this. You're just here to present your nonsense. It does nothing to support what I'm trying to do. Yes, in a perfect world, everyone just cooperate and be honest, but everyone is on their own path of learning, to which each leads their own direction and pace. Um, you are correct. Your peace is not conditional on others. It's a self-discipline to maintain present focus regardless of chaos external. Agreed. And that is what I have been working on doing, is trying not to allow my peace to be disrupted. And Tom, I'm going to offer you the same respect I offered Snafu, and I'm just going to go ahead and kick you from the back so you don't waste a lot of time waiting to be brought back up. So thank you, Tommy. I appreciate your participation. Um, this is, but this is what is interesting. Um, I am concerned. I'm not going to lie. This is a situation where I don't have the answers. I know everyone far and distant who hasn't talked to me, they're so quick with spreading answers around. Go get a job, go do this, go do that. Those don't solve the problems I'm working on. I mean, I've been pretty clear about my goals, and I don't think my expectations or my goals are that unachievable. But it does require, holy crap, success of my goals, Nude Guru. Success of my goal has had me in a position where I need people to be honest or cooperative. That's what I've been seeking for several years, and I can't force anyone. I cannot force anyone, and I'm not trying to force anyone. But what I do know is that there is a lot of opportunities available for my life to change. And when my life changes, well, my goal is to help improve the lives of others. So eventually, I know things will align. God will open the mind, God will plant the idea, move someone's heart, something will happen. And as soon as I have options other than just packing up a box and go to my car, I'll explore other options. But see, There's more people worried about my house and my finances and the material property. And my heart has been hurt by people, right? I'm trying to heal relationships, and I'm trying to actually help overcome some of the past limits, right? Because the world we were born into, let's face it, it is selfishness. Human selfishness has been the corruption and the destruction of our entire world. Human selfishness, that applies to ourselves too. We have within us the beastly, um, the flesh, right? It is in the religious texts. It talks about this stuff. I'm not promoting religion. I'm not promoting a book. I am promoting what is true about us. What is true about us is the fleshly design, the beast that's within us that wants to survive here in the world. It's selfish, but the true spirit of you, the authentic essence of you, whoever you are, and everyone else, there is a divine essence within us that is not entirely selfish, that knows that the true aspect of our being is here for the rest of the world. We're here to well, to help share the light and bring the love into this world, into the form of this realm, through your form, your physical form, the physical part of here and now, where you are, where I am. This is where the love of God is found. The love of God is found from within your experience, and the love of God is there to be shared. It's to be shared with all of God. I see so many people arguing over opinions of religion, right? Well, here, I have to wonder if you were expressing serious concern about your situation, they would either ignore you or be dismissive about it. They seem to care more because you care less. I, I disagree. I really do disagree. I've tried being serious, and then the serious response is just focused on blame and no, Jack, it's all your fault. And I don't care about faults. I really don't. I care about change. That includes this entire world. It includes the US government, the corporate systems. All of this stuff can be changed. It can be transformed. Um, hey, we got another guest here. So welcome, brother. Jesse, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Um,
I got your message. I got your suggestion. I was able to go in there and do that, so that should be all figured out for you.
Fabulous. I checked it right before I started, so let's see. Um,
Not really sure how that works. I never did that, but I went and I clicked it like you said and I saved it. So
Perfect. And if I can find you guys.
how's your stream going? I haven't had a chance to hear. I've been kind of in the doing my back stuff and I just popped on. I've seen you and seen you by yourself, so I thought I'd quickly stop by and say hi before, we start.
Nicole stopped by for a little bit. Remember?
Personette?
Yep. She
Oh, nice.
stopped by, and then Tommy visited briefly. But hey, I tried this. I found it and it still didn't work. I'm pulling it up again after refreshing, and we'll see.
It's good that I clicked
There
on.
it is. Okay. After refreshing, it works.
Does it
All
work?
set.
I'm okay?
Yep. Yep. All set. Thank you, brother.
Okay, cool. Good to know. So how's your day going?
Blessed. Absolutely blessed. Today I took some inspired action. I'm knocking on doors again. People I've tried communicating with in the past, but timing is everything. So rather than a
What
long email. What's that?
what kind of doors? Like, what can you maybe kind of elaborate a little bit?
At this point, not yet. It's another YouTube creator. The idea is try to get on other platforms, raise up and get some growth. But for whatever reason, I haven't had I haven't had the cooperation from others yet. So we'll see if anything happens from this.
Well,
I'm hoping.
let all the heart soften and the doors open for the roads for you, Jack.
Amen. That's the key. That's what I'm working on. I mean, that is my prayer. My prayer for this entire world is just that people's minds will open, that their hearts will, for those with cruel hearts, their hearts will soften. For those who are afraid and fearful, their hearts will strengthen. Together, we will unite and we will overcome these dark, sick energies that has everyone divided and at war so quick. Well, I'm going to stop.
So you've been working on that, but you're also been working on growing your beard?
Well, it's more like efficiency of energy, conservation of energy. I don't like wasting my time on irrelevant things, and it doesn't really matter too much. I don't think it matters too much what I look like, honestly. Even though this is my path, it's the looks isn't so much.
So they say that hair has got energy receptors on it. And I know that that goes with the hair on your head. I was just wondering if that's the same as the hair on your face. I've never grown anything like that myself before, but does it make you feel any different? Like, what do you have advantages? Do you just not
It
like, well, like what's the preference? Why you like to have it, kind of Jesus looking?
is warmer in the winter, that's for sure. It's a lot warmer. And you don't have to waste the time shaving. I mean, even with the beard trimmer, it takes all of what 20, 30 seconds to trim it up. But I don't know. Just one less thing to do. And part of this too, part of it is as well in my idea for a relationship. I know that I've said this before, but women like to feel like everyone, especially women, they like to feel like they've made a difference, especially in their man's life. So if I'm not clean cut, if I got a few extra pounds or I'm not in the best shape, I'll clean up quick and she can be proud and happy.
So is it one of those, if she likes and accepts you for who you are as the way you are right now, then she's more likely to like you for you, opposed if you were all, clean shaven, spiffed up, and, kind of looking top notch, that if you ever did falter and have the beard later on, she wouldn't turn around and say, "Yeah, this isn't the same guy that I fell in love with."
Absolutely. I offer the low standards and, what is it? Under promise, over deliver. I guess that's what I'm doing. Or I'm just making excuses so I don't have to put much energy into my appearance.
Do you ever get food in there? Like, does that happen as you go find food for later?
Last time when I grew it out, I did grow I I grew the over the lip hair a lot, and it kept getting in my mouth when I was eating and stuff. I didn't like that, but whatever. Um, the beard isn't the key. The key is, well, the topic, spiritual freedom. Spiritual freedom from the mental prisons. Um,
I was able to have that, right? Because, I was born Catholic and I got baptized, but I never went to First Communion, never went to Bible study. Went to church a little bit here and there on an Easter or a Christmas, but I never really got any of that religious indoctrination. So my spirituality came from my own search and thirst for it. It was never hammered into me. That was just me, looking for it myself. And I think that that is really healthy that way because I was never pre-programmed religiously, spiritually. It was one of those search for myself, and I think that is one of the healthier ways you could probably go about it.
I agree. It's the same path I was on, and mine in the beginning, it was a little bit different. My stepfather, it was very strict growing up in the household, and so each day I had to read books. He'd have me read books on various religions, but without forcing any direction. And the idea was so I could make a choice. I could do it myself. Hey, you got
Gotta go.
coming up.
Gotta run. We're starting in a few minutes, so it was good seeing you. Have a great stream, and we'll see you next time we see you. May the source be with y'all.
Respect. Thank you, Jesse. God bless, brother. And for those who, when Jesse showed up, you weren't sure what I'm talking about is I've set it up so concluding on this stream, move forward over, and he's interviewing our friend the Machine Lies. I think this is a second time or again. Um, so those are typically pretty intellectual conversations. I assume it would be pretty enjoyable. So that is what the messaging between me and Jesse was. When your vibration is constantly high and peaceful, maintained by intentional focus, the healthy soul will feel attracted to that. The unhealthy repelled. I've been looking at, and here, brothers and sisters, something I've learned for myself, I encourage all of you to do. When you see behaviors of others, recognize those others are in your experience for you. So why are the behaviors of others being shown to you? It's one of the things I've been using on myself, and I've been learning about myself more and learning about others. I've been asking myself a lot, where am I asking questions and not receiving the answers, right? Not actually listening for the answers, because that's what I've been experiencing a lot with other people. What I've noticed I've experienced is people will ask questions and then give an answer, like they don't actually care to know the answer. And so that got me wondering, where am I doing that? Am I doing that with God? Am I asking God for the answer and then not waiting for the answer? Am I not accepting what is being shown? And then there's other patterns too, but I used to write a lot of these down because I thought there was going to be some sort of significance to my life. I mean, I've mentioned this before. I thought that I have the feeling it could still turn out to be true, but not perhaps in the way I'd imagined in the past. But um, I feel that in this life I am living, I've been studying and been driven to try and, well, by circumstance as well. By desire and circumstance and opportunity, I've been studying communication. I've been trying to develop in my ability to communicate because for whatever reason, it seems it's been my greatest challenge. Communicating with others has been, well, it's been documented for quite a while, and some people see my efforts and growth, and other people still don't have a clue what I'm doing, what I'm saying. And that's what's really, really peculiar is how, after all of this time, do people not know? Well, that comes into the question. So where am I doing this? Where am I keeping myself confused? Oh, just had a bell go off or something. Maybe it was time for me to go. Um, Communication is an art. It is a practice. The idea I had wondered in my past is with the live without fear as well, right? Could that be a message from the Creator to be shared with the world at this time? Well, if that is a message from the Creator to be shared with the world at this time, it is my goal, right? It's what I felt inspired within myself was to become a disciple, to follow the way taught by Jesus, the way of spirituality, of love, of praise, of God. So I'm trying to follow that way. Came across with the the message. And so I thought, what if I am? Why couldn't I be a messenger for the truth of God's love, following the way of Jesus? Why couldn't I? I don't I don't know what stops me. I mean, that's what I feel I'm trying to do is share the truth of God's love, which is a little confusing, particularly with all the misunderstandings of religions in the past. But anyway, the point is there's a lot of lessons I've learned in my life that I know the greater world could better understand, such as where is God? Everyone knows where their wallet is. Everyone knows where their phone is. Very few know where to look for God. And yet God is always there. It's always waiting for our attention to be known, to be seen. But I don't know if it has any desire. It's just patiently there in all of its goodness and all of its glory. God is always there. That's what I've been learning, right? So what, Chuck? You say so much, and it's like, so what? Yeah, there's only one Jesus. You're right. It was amazing. What an incredible gift. There's only one Chuck in Tennessee, too. Thank God. At least as far as I've met, there's only one. There's only one of me as well. You're right, Chuck. There's only one Jesus. And that one showed us the way for us all to be. Not divided, not putting each other down and calling each other names and betting against each other's failure. No. No. What Jesus showed, what Yeshua taught, what God revealed through the teachings of the past, through the written words, is love. It's love of the truth and the truth of love and God. I was watching some this is totally off topic, but I was watching some religious commentary earlier on a video regarding the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. The Father, the Son, and the Spirit as one. I believe God, truth, and love. God, truth, and love may be one. There certainly is no separation from love or truth. And both of those are the powers that God has instilled with us, within us, for us, truth and love. Truth and love and truth. Those are the reasons we live and die. Many people don't know that though, right? Many people, including myself in the past, had no idea. So many parts of the world would still not have ever heard about Jesus had missionaries not informed them which they had no right to do. No right to inform? I don't know. It's an interesting perspective. Anyway, where I am at today, brothers and sisters, I want to encourage all of you. We'll swing back to the topic and then maybe wrap it up before too long. The topic of spiritual freedom from mental prisons. We are spiritual beings, all of us, you and me, those of us who are human form and aware and conscious. If you have a light and a spark of love within you, you are. You're a divine spiritual being like me, who has the awareness of being in a physical form. And so, through the awareness of our physical form, there is a spiritual battle that's been conducted in our minds. Praise God. Praise God that we get to discover the battle, because once we discover the battle and we understand the players, then we can not pick sides, but we can help bring resolve, bring peace within ourselves, bringing peace within ourselves to unite the darkness and the light, right? To become the whole part of you without the excuses and without the blame, right? I've talked about this so much. People, the excuses and the blames that people offer, it fractures our integrity. It makes us less whole. And when we're less whole because of our excuses and our blame, our twisted narratives, our false conclusions, those things become lies. Whether it's intentional or not, when we're lying to ourselves, telling ourselves facts that are not facts, telling ourselves conclusions that are only believed, they're only thought of, not proven. If we want to confuse ourselves, we can. Our Creator, our God, lets us do what we want. So it seems. So it appears. But things are not always as they seem. Things are not always as they appear. What I have been growing to trust in myself is just kind of what has been talked about earlier. Trust in the present. Being one with the present. Trying with a conscious intention, maintaining a high vibration, maintaining a peaceful perspective. And a peaceful perspective, how do you find peace? You give up your expectations and your agendas and just flow, man. Just flow with the moment and capture the opportunities when they come up. But the idea is to be peaceful, high vibration, good joy, good energy, positive mindset, maintained by intentional focus, and a healthy soul. I believe healthy souls do attract. I trust and believe in that, but I also do know that opposites attract. This is the way this world is created, this realm. Why do you say so much to say so little? Are you speaking in tongues to confuse your followers? I say so much to say so little. Sometimes, I guess because of my own doubts in other people's ability to understand, or in my in my ability to properly explain. So sometimes I over explain too many details to say something very simple. Certainly not trying to confuse anyone. I'm trying to enlighten. And seriously, you can take all the complicated things I say, you can boil them down to a few simple essences that I've offered repeatedly. Live without fear. Be present in the moment. You only live now. It is always now. So be present, be joyful, be grateful, and be fearless. Do that from now on. You've got what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. Is how to resolve the conflicts in the mind, free yourself from the mental prisons being the low standards, right? Our low standards, our comfort zones, our good enough. They create these prisons that people are so afraid to break out of. But if you want to be free, if you want to grow, brothers and sisters, you will be free. Because only the free can grow, and you're here to grow. You're here to be free. The essence of our spirit is freedom. I mean, we're made in the image of God. We are not here to be bullied around, to be oppressed. We're not here to be wasting our time in this endless nonsense, arguments and competition. There's greater enemies in this world, and I look forward to the day when the folks who join here, when we're on the same page, where we are on the path of sharing our freedom, right? Yes, welcome, welcome. I look forward to the future where we are uniting, where we are sharing the freedom, where we are growing together. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to mess around and drop a link. I am feeling, I think it's time to wrap up. I'm feeling complete, and here, this is what I'll do. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for Machine Lies. Or the missing link, rather. The missing link is interviewing the Machine Lies today. I've also got it set up. So when this stream ends, I'm going to send you over that way anyway, if you want to stay. One thing I learned today. Today is Thursday, the 29th, leap year. It's 4:14 p.m. What did I learn today? I know there's been things. I'll reflect on that later. My first thought is God is good. I keep learning that over and over. God is good. We are here just for just a moment in time. Amen. That is good. Hey, Browns boy, how about more importantly, what did you learn today? Did you take advantage of the opportunity? Did you learn anything positive, helpful today? See, I think you're a little confused. I don't care. I don't care. You're here. You're here, and God has everything perfectly. And eventually, people will learn. Brothers and sisters, if you are here with me, I assure you there is a greater purpose. I know my purpose, what God has shown me in my life, what my purpose is here on earth today and each day. It's to help help others grow. Okay, so if you are here, there's a purpose. We are here to help each other grow. And the things I've been learning, I know they've helped me. I know the peace that I feel. I know the pleasure that pulsates through my body like regularly. It's like bliss and pleasure constantly. And I am sure not complaining, but I want to share. Brothers and sisters, there is spiritual freedom to be found beyond your mental prisons. And I want to encourage you, check back in again tomorrow. Let's see what happens in the future. Thank you again. Sincerely. Peace for everyone. Choose love and live without fear. God bless us all.